Today's chapter we are starting is linear equations in two variables, na, and all the type of problems which we see in board exams from this chapter. So we'll start with first MCQ questions and then we'll move on to 2 marks and 3 mark questions. Let's start solving it together. This is the first question. After solving, please send your answer in the chat box, na. It's so have we got the answer of this? The equation which is dependent on this equation, right? So there is a concept you might have learned. Two equations are called dependent. It means both the equations coincide with each other. Are you getting it? They should coincide, and we know that two linear equations, a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0 are dependent, or if it has infinitely many solutions, if a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2. Saying that lines has infinitely many solutions, or two lines are coincident, or two equations are dependent, are same thing, na? They might use any of these sentence to frame the question. So here can we check which of the option satisfies this, right? So check that a1 upon a2 b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2 part, right? Let's start with option 1. So if I see in this case, we have a1 upon a2 2 upon 4, b1 upon b2 1 upon 1, right? You can clearly see these are not same, so this cannot be the answer. Check this. Obviously this will also be not possible, right? Because 2 upon 1 and this is 1 upon 5, right? Minus 1 upon 5, this is also not possible. Check this one. So 2 upon 4 minus 1 upon minus 2 and 4 upon 8, which is actually 1 by 2. This is also 1 by 2 and this is also 1 by 2, right? So we'll just mark this option and move to the next, na? Obviously we have to go through the options in these kind of questions, right? One more way is there. You just try to multiply this equation by some number so that you obtain another equation in these options. Okay, so you can choose that way also. And since we got option C correct and it's MCQ question, only one of the answer will be correct. So we don't even have to check the other option. As soon as we got one of the option, that's all. Na? We don't have to check the other option. Luckily, na, if we are lucky enough, it is possible that first option itself worked. So if that works, then no need to check the other option. Na? We just mark it and go through the next question. Okay, have you understood this? Fine. Yeah. Next question now. Read the question and see how shall we solve it. And if you know how to solve it, be little quick, na? Since MCQ it is, we shouldn't take too long. Don't forget to comment your answer in the chat, na? So that we are together on the same page. Okay, you got the answer, Tanvika? Good. So let's solve it now. Angle C is equal to 3 times angle B, and that is equal to 2 times angle 180 degree minus angle A plus angle B, right? whenever they use angles of a triangle concept, guys, na, we have one additional information, na, that sum of all the angle is 180. So in these particular questions, they wanted only angle C. So what you can do, can we say this angle and this angle are equal? That also you can use, na, because they are not asking all the angles, only one of the angle they are asking. So angle C can also be written as 2 times angle. Can I say angle A plus angle B is 180 degree minus angle C also? You might have done differently, that's fine, but this is also one of the method, right? Why? Because in a triangle, angle A plus angle B plus angle C is 180 degree, no? So let's simplify this. So 2 times, so that will be 360 degree minus 2 times angle C. Bring that 2 times angle C to the left side. That is simply 3 times angle C. Everyone have to answer it, huh? Please try that. So angle C has to be 120 degree. Since they didn't ask other angles, so we don't even have to think about those angles. Though if it is a 2-mark question, na, this can be a 2-mark question as well, guys. Na? So there we need to find A, B and C as well. Na? So once you got C, then you can put it here. You can get B. B will be actually right 40 degree. And then you can get angle A by using again angle A plus B plus C is equal to 180. Clear? So this is an easy question, but yes, it's important actually. Let's do the next one now. If you have any confusion, don't forget to ask in the chat. Now we'll discuss that too. For what value of k, the system of equations is inconsistent. What do you understand by inconsistent? Inconsistent equations means no solution actually, okay? That means you can say parallel lines. And if they use the word consistent solutions or consistent equations, then it means it has a solution, has an unique or infinitely many solutions. This is the meaning of consistent and inconsistent. Are you getting? So here they are asking this system is inconsistent. That means there is no solution. And we know that for no solution, A1 upon A2 is equal to B1 upon B2. And that should not be equal to C1 upon C2, right? This should be the condition for the system of equations to be inconsistent. Let's apply that. So 1 upon 5 is equal to 2 upon K, right? Is not equal to minus 3 upon 7, right? So when you solve it, you get K is equal to 10, right? By just equating this. And if you take K is equal to 10, definitely these and these are not equal, right? So we don't even have to worry about this part. But this also plays sometimes very significant role. Na? We cannot ignore it every time. Sometimes it has importance. So that's why the value of K is 10. We'll mark it and move to the next question. Correct? In this chapter, I'm telling you two type of problems are very important. Okay? Because if they give you simple equations and ask you to solve using substitution or elimination, I don't think you will have any problem, right? So word problems are very important in this chapter, and then nature of solutions. Na? What is the type of solutions? That's important. Okay, in exam, they will definitely ask question based on this concept, na? Consistent, inconsistent, unique solution, no solution, parallel line, intersecting line, all of them. So you cannot ignore before going to the exam. Let's do the next one now. So that's why we have taken care of many variety of questions based on this concept. Yeah, what about this question? The pair of equations has, huh? That's very simple. You have to just check what kind of solution does this pair of equation has. And that ratio of the coefficient only tells the nature of the solution. Right? So we have to just test, check A1 upon A2, B1 upon B2 and C1 upon C2. A1 upon A2, it is 1 upon minus 3, B1 upon B2, that is 2 upon minus 6, which can be simplified to 1 upon minus 3 only, and C1 upon C2, That is 5 upon 1, right? So clearly A1 upon A2 is equal to B1 upon B2, but it is not equal to C1 upon C2, right? So which will be the more suitable option? Not equal to C1 upon C2, right? In fact, the previous question was also based on this concept only, right? So that simply means there is no solution, right? These two are parallel lines, non-intersecting. So answer will be option D, no solution for this. I hope you have got the same answer. Now let's do the next one. Yeah, I think last year they had asked similar question, and many other time they have asked similar thing. Even in 9th class, you might have done similar question, guys. The pair of equations x is equal to a and y equal to b graphically represents lines which are. Choose the correct option. Okay, let's solve it now. Right, so x is equal to a, if you see, it's actually a vertical line, guys. Now graphically, if you know, then it's a vertical line like that. Now this type of lines are x equal to constant type, and the other is y equal to b. That means horizontal line. Y equal to b is a horizontal line. It's like that. Y is equal to b. So the point where they are intersecting is basically a comma b only. So they are intersecting line. Also, we could say they are actually perpendicular lines, guys. Now these are perpendicular. Okay, it's not given, but they might have written that also as in one option. So they are intersecting at a comma b. We'll mark it and go, right? Now here there may be a small confusion, because if you remember, this is also linear equation, right? So you can write it as x plus 0y minus a is equal to 0, right? The other one can be written as 0x plus 1y minus b equal to 0. If I check a1 upon a2, b1 upon b2 and c1 upon c2 concept, then you have 1 upon 0, 0 upon 1, and then we have a upon b, right? What can we say about it, right? This is not defined, right? This is anyway undefined and this is 0. So obviously they cannot be equal, and that must be enough, right? Because we know that for unique solution or intersecting lines, a1 upon a2 should be not equal to b1 upon b2 only, okay? Whatever happens to c1 upon c2 does not change the nature of the solution. Are you getting? So that's why by this also you could have told, but problem actually is 1 upon 0, right? You would say it's meaningless, which is true also. So from here making the conclusion may be little tough. Are you getting? So you can even visualize it, See, to solve some confusing question, try to have different approaches, guys, okay? And whichever gives you more conclusive idea, just use that. Okay, in exam it might happen that sometimes if you are solving one method is not telling or convincing you clearly what shall be the final option. Okay, let's do the next one. Yeah, this is also a very good question actually. They have asked question of this type in past years. The ratio of two expressions is given and you have to find the ratio of another two. Please try that. This is important. I want you all to solve it. Okay, so let's solve it now. So they have given the ratio, reuse the ratio concept. So in the solution, and I'm telling you, this 1 mark question may be as it is asked in 2 marks as well. You have to just show the steps there. So given 3x plus 4y upon x plus 2y is equal to 9 upon 4. Just cross multiply and let's get a relation between x and y. So it will become 12x plus 16y is equal to 9x plus 18y. Send x to one side and y to the other side. So we are getting 12x minus 9x is equal to 18y minus 16y. We are getting 3x is equal to 2y, which is actually x upon y is equal to 2 upon 3. In fact, many times they might just ask you to find out the ratio of x and y, guys, okay? So that will be the answer in that case. But here they have asked 3x plus 5y upon 3x minus y. What you do, either you replace x in terms of y or y in terms of x here, okay? So if you want here, x is actually 2 upon 3y. So wherever x is there, we can replace by that. So it is 3 times 2 upon 3y plus 5y. Do not disturb y, because if you replace y in terms of x, then again x and y both will be there. Our target is to have one variable so that it gets cancelled and we get the constant fraction. So 3 times 2 upon 3y minus y. When we simplify the numerator, this is getting cancelled. It's 7y upon, even this is getting cancelled. 2y minus y, just y. And y we can cancel. It is just 7 upon 1, which can be written as 7:1. So we have to mark option C, right? Yeah, most of you got it now. So however they complicate this kind of problem, I don't think you will have any problem, right? You will be able to do the same thing, right? What do we do from the given information? We'll get the ratio of x and y and then replace the x in terms of y or y in terms of x in the required ratio, and we'll get the answer. Good. Now let's do the next question. I hope you have done this way. Try one more such question, okay, after the class, okay, from your books or PYQs, so that you know how to do this kind of problem. Yeah, now this is the word problem. Usually word problem they will not ask in MCQs because it becomes lengthy, right? At least 2 marks definitely they will give. But here MCQ it is asked, na? So obviously we should be prepared for the worst possible case. Read the question, don't be in hurry, na? Once, no, word problem is something which you have to first understand and then only you can solve. So if in one reading you have not understood, read it once again. They're talking about fraction this time. A fraction becomes 4 when 1 is added to both numerator and denominator, and it is becomes 7 when 1 is subtracted from, right? So in these questions, let's understand this properly so that even if they ask it for 2 or 3 marks, we know how to solve. Even based on this fraction, they ask questions in quadratic. So the framing of the equation will be same way only, okay? No matter we are getting quadratic or linear equations in 2 variable, framing will not change. So we'll say let x upon y be the fraction, original fraction basically, okay? Fraction. Now what have they given? If 1 is added to both numerator and denominator, that means x plus 1. This is the numerator and this is denominator. And also when we assume this as the fraction, we keep the fraction in the simplest form, right? So it is x plus 1 upon y plus 1 is equal to 4. That's the first equation. We can even simplify it. X plus 1 is equal to 4y plus 4. We got x is equal to 4y plus 3. And they have given one more information. If 1 is subtracted from each of them, the fraction becomes 7. So x minus 1 upon y minus 1 is equal to 7. Do the same calculation. 7y minus 7. So x is actually 7y minus 6, right? Now equate both of these, right? Both of them are x. So we have got 4y plus 3 is equal to 7y minus 6. 3 plus 6 is equal to 3y, right? So 9 is equal to 3y. Y is 3. And y is, if y is 3, x will be 21 minus 6, which is 15, right? So what's the fraction? The numerator only they are asking, right? The numerator was x, na? That is 15, which is option D. Very nice. Yes. So if we give the time, there is high chance you will be able to solve the question. This is also not that tough chapter, no? It's normal only. That's right, Mritika. Very good. So let's do the next question now. This can be 2 or even 3 mark question without changing anything. They might just ask you what's the original fraction. So in that case, the answer will be 15 upon 3, which is actually 5. Na? Now let's do the next. The pair of equations, this and this, has what kind of solutions? So we have to understand a simple concept of exponents, na? Law of exponents, right? Here this tells you that we have 3 raised to x plus y. Right hand side it is 81. Na? So it's very obvious based on our own experiences. We have to equate the exponents by making the base same. So 81 is basically 3 raised to 4. And this time we have 81 raised to this number, right? 81 can be written as 3 raised to 4 x minus y is equal to 3 raised to 1. Now equate the exponents. So x plus y is equal to 4, and when you simplify it, it's 4x minus 4y is equal to 1. They're asking what kind of solution does it have. So I think clearly we can say there is unique solution, right? Because a1 upon a2, without solving also we can say, and also we can solve. Now that's not a big problem, guys. A1 upon a2 we are getting 1 upon 4, and b1 upon b2, which is 1 upon minus 4. Clearly they are not same. And whenever a1 upon a2 and b1 upon b2 are not same, we say that unique solution. We don't even have to check. Na? So we'll mark the unique solution and move to the next question. Clear? So however they give you the equation, you have to somehow first convert into linear equations, and from there you can apply a1 upon a2 and b1 upon b2, c1 upon c2 concept to tell the nature of the solution. I hope you all have finished this. So now let's move to the next question. Just keep these things in mind. Na? Law of exponents we cannot miss. Na? One or other way they may ask. So it's better to once go through those formulas. Yeah, please do this one now. Yeah, it is y, guys. Now in the second equation, small correction. No? It's not x. The second equation is y. Is it clear now? So what's the final answer? Which option shall we choose? Have we arrived to the calculation? Okay. I don't think you have to do the calculations here, no? Too many calculations. Can we tell it definitely have unique solution? Guys, can we tell it has unique solution? Because clearly you can say a1 upon a2 and b1 upon b2 are not same, right? Now you see ax plus by is equal to 0. This is actually a line which always passes through origin, right? And even this is of that type only, na, cx plus dy is equal to 0 type. And we know this line also passes through the origin. So they're asking you what is the solution of this. So can I simply say, since both of them are passing through the origin, the solution has to be 0 comma 0 only, right? You might have tried to solve it, but without solving we can tell. Are you getting? Because it's also called homogeneous linear equation, guys. Now if there is no constant term present in the pair of linear equation, it's called homogeneous. Okay, homogeneous equation. So if we have homogeneous equation, it always passes through the origin. So that's why the solution of this pair of equation must be 0 comma 0, but see the options, you don't have 0 comma 0, right? So that's why we have to mark option D. Now shall we do the next question, guys? I hope you have understood the concept. Now no need to waste time in solving the question. If we understand the logic, we can directly mark the correct answer, na? Because if we are solving, na, see, they have tried to scare you by putting these bad numbers with the, which are the coefficients, guys. Are you getting? If you are going solving, then there is chance that you may make some simple mistakes. Are you getting? So just avoid that. Now, if it is MCQ question, why do we waste time in solving it? I hope we all have understood. Now let's do the next question, guys. Yeah, this is the assertion region. This represents coincident lines. Then what will be the value of B? Right? For coincident line, condition is A1 upon A2 is equal to B1 upon B2 equal to C1 upon C2. Yes. So region is obviously correct, na? It has actually given you the method to solve that, na? But let's see whether that is correct. So A1 is 1 upon B is equal to B upon 1 is equal to 1 upon B square, right? We have to find B which satisfies these equations. Let's solve it. So when we cross multiply, we get 1 is equal to B square. If I take these two equations, no, so you will get B is equal to plus minus 1. But in this kind of question where only one equation is there and there are one variable is there and two equations are there, we have to solve both of them. Okay, either you solve these two together or you solve these two. That is also important. You cannot just take one equation and solve. Are you getting? So we must solve this as well. So when we cross multiply here, B cube will be 1. So B has to be 1. There is only one value of B if BQ is 1, right? And the answer which we have to choose should satisfy both of them. I hope we understand. That's the reason I have taken this question, so that you don't have this confusion in exam. Na? In exam, it is possible that you get the value of unknown by just one of the equation, but you have to consider the other equation also. So the value which satisfies all the equations which you have, that only we have to mark. So the answer should be only B equal to 1, na? Common in them. So assertion is actually wrong, right? Why? Because they have told B can be plus minus 1. That's not the case. The only value of B which is possible here is 1. So we will mark option D. A is false, R is true. Fine. Chali, next question then. Okay, these were the few important MCQs. Now let's do 2 mark questions, now, where you have to write the explanation. So try to write the explanation also properly. Yeah. To start with, I have taken very simple questions. Sometimes they ask to solve simple linear equations in 2 variable, and if they have not mentioned which method you have to apply, then it's up to you guys. Na? You can use substitution or elimination, whichever is suitable for you. The thing is, you have to get the right answer only. Okay, so this shouldn't take much time, but try to do it only by your own, okay? Though I'm helping you to solve. See, whenever you have problem, na, if you don't like fractions and all, okay, simplify the equations, guys, okay? So I will just rewrite the given equations by taking LCMs. Okay, try to bring, na, sometime question may not be in your zone, okay? So you just try to simplify it, keep it as simple as you like, and then only you solve. So when you take the LCM, it becomes 3x plus 4y upon 6 is equal to minus 1. That is 3x plus 4y is equal to minus 6. We can name this as equation number 1, and the second equation can be taken as 3x minus y upon 3 is equal to 3. Cross multiply, 3x minus y is equal to 9. And if you want to use elimination method, go ahead, because they have not told anything. And for that, I think directly without multiplying by any number, we can just subtract, no? So subtract minus plus minus, right? So 3x will get cancelled, 4y plus y. It will become 5y, that is equal to minus 6, and then minus 9, which is minus 15, right? So y is minus 15 upon 5, which is minus 3. Put them in any one of them using 1 or 2 also you can use, whichever looks easy for you. 3x minus 12 is equal to minus 6. That means 3x is minus 6 plus 12, 6, right? So x is 6 upon 3, 2. Yeah, please make conclusion, na? Write the conclusion in these questions, na? Therefore, the required solution is x is equal to 2 comma y is equal to minus 3, or even in ordered pair you can write, guys, 2 comma minus 3. Yes, that's correct, guys. No? Very nice. Let's do the next question just to revise this. No, I gave. You will have very rare questions where they will ask you simply to solve this kind of equations. Yeah, this is another type of question, though they do not ask too many of this kind. But yeah, in past years they have asked. So can you please try? You have to solve for x and y. That means a and b has to be constant. So you might have the answer in terms of a and b, guys. Okay, then let's solve it now. I hope you have done it. So the first equation is x plus y is equal to a plus b. Now even here you have both the choices, guys, substitution or elimination, and I know you also like elimination more than any other method, right? Ax minus by is equal to a square minus b square. That's equation number 2. If you are using elimination, we must make first of all either coefficient of x same in both of them or coefficient of y same, right? So in this case you can see we have coefficient of y minus b, so it's better to multiply this by b. You might multiply that by a also and subtract, but if I multiply the first equation by b and add, then we are able to eliminate y in this case, right? So we will add. What have we done? We have multiplied the first equation by b. So when we multiply and then add, so we will get bx plus ax. and by and minus by will get cancelled, right? So left hand side only x term is left, and right hand side when you simplify it becomes ab plus b square plus a square minus b square. Cancel this b square and b square, and left hand side you can clearly see we have x common, so b plus a times x, and right hand side also you can see a is common, it's b plus a. And since a and b are constants, we want to find x only, so either you cancel this b plus a or you just take that to the right side. So we have got x is equal to a, right? Now you can use any one of the equation. Using one we can get y, right? So a plus y is equal to b plus a, right? Or a plus b. Cancel this a, we have got y is equal to b, and then we can write the conclusion. Therefore required solution is x is equal to a and y is equal to b. This is one very simple question. I wanted you to just understand the concept here. When they give you the variable coefficient, how do we solve it? Okay, one more question I have taken which is little better than this, but the procedure remains same. If we understand this concept, usually we don't make mistakes. No, if you like algebra, then this must be one of your favorite question. Okay guys, have we understood? So this has to be the method of explanation for this. Now it's a 2-mark question. Now let's do the next question then. Yeah, one more similar. Oh, it's same, right? It's same, so we can just do the next one now. Yeah, this is one word problem. So frame the equations first and let's solve it together. Read the question. A father's age is 3 times the sum of the ages of his 2 children. After 5 years, his age will be 2 times the sum of their ages, right? So in these questions, we start by assuming the present ages, right? So in the solution, yeah, one might start by taking 3 variables here. Are you getting? But I think there are 2 variables enough now, because everywhere they have talked about the sum of the ages of those 2 children. Are you getting? So we can name, let the present age of the father is x years and the present sum of ages of his 2 children be y years. Right? Now let's frame the equation based on the given condition. So what have they given? X is equal to 3 times y. That's the first equation. And after 5 years, so after 5 years, what will be the age of the father? It will be x plus 5, right? Is 2 times. So 2 times. What will be the age of sum of the age of these 2 children after, right? So there are 2 children, guys. So it will not be just y plus 5. It should be y plus 5 plus 5, right? It should be y plus 10 actually, right? Here you have to take care. If there is 1 children, then it will be y plus 5 years. But there are 2 people, right? So sum of 2 people's age will increase by 10. If there were 3 people, it will be 15. If 4 people, sum of 4 people, then that has to be 20 and so on. I hope we understand the logic, right? This is the only place where some of the student might make the mistake. Otherwise, it's a pretty straightforward question. And in this question, they were only testing that concept only. How do we understand after some years or some years ago, what will be the ages? Solve it then. So we can replace directly x by 3y here. So 3y plus 5 is equal to 2y plus 20. When we solve, y will be 15, right? So if y is 15, they're asking x only, right? So x will be 45 years. So the present age of father is 45 years. Yeah, that's correct, guys. All of you have got it right. Very nice. Yes, now do this question. Find the values of k for which this following system of linear equation have unique solution and no solution. Right? So just apply the concept. Unique solution, right? For unique solution, a1 upon a2 should not be equal to b1 upon b2. That means 3 upon 3 should not be equal to minus 2 upon k. We can cancel and cross multiply. So k should be, k can be any real number but minus 2. Are you getting it? So there are infinitely many value of k for which it has unique solution, guys. Only one value is there for which the solution is not unique. Nah? So answer will be k not equal to minus 2. Or if you want to write in the words, it means k can be any real number except negative 2. Either you directly write this way or you write that. Both of them will be the answer. Okay? It's not equal to. And then second part, it says there is no solution, right? For no solution, a1 upon a2 should be b1 upon b2 and that should not be c1 upon c2, right? Let's put these values here. So 3 upon 3 is equal to minus 2 upon k and that should not be equal to 3 upon 1, right? 1 is equal to minus 2 upon k is not equal to 3, right? That simply means k has to be minus 2, right? That's the only solution. And if I put k is equal to minus 2, definitely this and these are not equal, right? So we can conclude that there is only one value k equal to minus 2 for which this equation has no solution. Now I'm adding one more question to this. Please answer. What if they had asked you, third part in this case, infinitely many solution? Is it possible? What will be the answer for infinitely many solution? Do we have any value for which it has infinitely many solution? Right? The answer is no, no k exist. No k exist or no value of k exist. Are you getting? So this equations either has unique solution or infinitely many. There is no possibility of infinitely many solutions. I hope we understand the logic, right? We are not writing anything from our own, right? Whatever equation says. Okay, then let's do the next one. Fine. Now we are doing 3-mark question. Huh? Hello, guys. Okay, so we were doing this kind of problems, right? Yeah, this was the question which we were discussing. Let's solve it. This is also one of the favorite question actually for most of the people. Please send your answer in the chat. Okay, you got the answer, Tanvika. Very good. So it's the type of question where we just interchange the coefficients of x and y, right? And here, instead of doing the normal elimination, what is the better start? We can add these equation once, and then once we subtract and get the another equations, right? So let's call this as equation number 1 and this as equation number 2. Once we will add them, so add, if I add them, we get 217 plus 131 into x plus 131 plus 217 into y. Right hand side it will be 913 plus 827. You could have directly added without writing next step. So that is basically 348 times x plus y, and right hand side we are getting 1340 1740, right? So x plus y is actually 1740 upon 348. If you simplify, I think this gets cancelled by 5, right? So x plus y is equal to 5. We have got another simple equation, that is x plus y is equal to 5. And now do not replace x as 5 minus y in the previous question, guys. It's better to subtract and get another simpler equation. Here there is a possibility of giving this number even larger than that, okay? So that's why it's important to use the method adding and subtracting the equations thing, okay? Other method may be lengthier. And then we do subtract. So it will be 217 minus 131 into x plus 131 minus 217 into y is equal to 913 minus 827. That is 217, na? So is that 86 minus 86y, and that will be 86 as well, right? Now we can cancel 86, so it is x minus y is equal to 1. This is equation number 2. Now you can understand how easy it is to solve equation number 1 and 2. Now add 1 and 2. So if I add, you will get 2x is equal to 5 plus 1, 6. X is 3. Therefore, y will be 2 using equation number 1. And then last, we'll write the conclusion, guys. That's correct. Now, this is the procedure. So, this is one such question where you have to be confident about the method, okay? This is the only better approach to solve this kind of question. And always try to use that method only. No other thought process into this. Elimination may be the worst method for this, right? Because in that case, you have to multiply 131 by 217. We will never even think about that in our dream as well. Let's do the next one now. Now you see, how will we solve this one? You have to find x and y, a and b are constants. So choose the right approach for this. Observe the question. Is it of any particular type? If it is, then use that. Mukundi got the answer of last question, right, Bacha? Yeah, you got. Swara. Very good going, Mritika. Right, so here also it looks like the coefficient of x is a plus b, coefficient of y is 8 minus 2b. A minus 2b, a plus b. Isn't it of the previous type only, where the coefficients are interchanged? So let's use the same concept now. Once we will add this equation and once we will subtract, right? So in the solution, it can be written as a plus b times x plus a minus 2b. Let's do it together. Is equal to 3a minus 2b times x plus a plus b times y is equal to 3a minus 3b. we are going to add ones and then we'll subtract them. Why we are adding? Because the coefficients are interchanged. If it is a number or if it is a variable, we'll still follow the same approach. So if I add them, a plus b plus a minus 2b, will I get 2a minus b into x plus, is it also 2a minus b into y? And right inside when we add, it is 6a minus 3b. Right, which can further be written as 3 times 2a minus b, and I think we can cancel 2a minus b from each side, so we have got x plus y equal to 3 only. You can name this as equation number 3, and same thing now we will subtract once, just like what we did in the previous question. Let's do subtraction. So even for subtraction, guys, if you want to write one equation and then below that the other equation, it's fine now. We shall use that approach also. So a plus b, I'm writing the same set of equation once again. So this time we are subtracting. So when we subtract, a gets cancelled, na? Do we get 3bx here? We'll get minus 3by, and when we subtract, a gets cancelled, it's 3b, right? So you can clearly see 3b is getting cancelled from everywhere. We are getting x minus y is equal to just 1. That's equation number 4. And now we can solve 3 and 4, na? So add equation number 3 and 4. If we add, we'll get 2x, now y gets cancelled, na? Is equal to 4. So x is 2 and then y has to be 1 using any of the equation. So the required solution is 2 comma 1, which is actually independent of a and b, right? Another good question might be there, the solution of this equation does not depend on a and b. One option will be that, one option may be depends only on a, another option will be depends only on b, and then one option will be where it is independent of a and b, right? This is a very good MCQ question. Even in JEE they ask this kind of question, guys. In JEE means it's a decent question for that. So yeah, I think most of you got it. Check your calculation if we are doing same way. Now let's move to the next question now, guys. Now if you have finished this, yeah, this is another word problem. Swara, did you get the answer of last question, bacha? Very good. Okay, let's solve it now. So we know this question, we remember it by board problem, right? We have board problem even in quadratic equation. So the framing of equation again will be same way, okay? Upstream and downstream, right? So we have to find the speed of the boat and in still water and the speed of the stream. Now, so let's start by naming. Let the speed of boat in still water be x km/h and the speed of a stream be y km/h, right? And we know that the relative speed, if we are moving along the stream, it will be more, because along with you even water will help you to move forward. But if you are moving against the stream, your net speed will be less, right? So what do we do if you are moving along the stream? Along the stream means downstream. Downstream means you are moving towards the flow of the water only. So the speed will be more in that. So can we say a speed of boat in downstream will be x plus y km/h and a speed of boat in upstream will be x minus y km/h. Now let's frame the equation. What are they saying? Whatever they are saying, that will be helpful to get the equations now. So they have given a boat goes 12 km upstream and 4 km downstream in 8 hours, right? So total time is 8 hours, right? So if you have to calculate time, guys, and speed and distance are given. Speed means we are talking about uniform speed. We know that speed is equal to distance upon time, and time is equal to speed, distance upon speed. So 12 kilometer, how much time will it take to travel 12 kilometer in upstream? It has to be 12 upon x minus y. Can I say this is the distance and this is the speed? So this plus 40 kilometer downstream, that means 40 upon x plus y. So this is the total time. That time is given 8 hours. That is the equation number 1. I hope we are understanding how are we framing the equations. Similarly, second scenario is given. It can go 16 km upstream and 32 km downstream in same time. So time, this time again is same, but this time the distances are different. So 16 upon x minus y plus 32 upon x plus y. This time also same time is given, right? And now you have to find x and y using this. You can either replace 1 upon x plus y up as another variable u and 1 upon x minus y as another variable v. Or if you understand the things properly, we don't even need, guys, right? Can we eliminate one of the term from here? I think it's not tough, right? We can eliminate. Can we do that? So let's simplify it, Even these two are equal, so even equate them, equate these two equations also, One might even subtract. You might have your own way to solve, but I am subtracting. Why? Because right inside we have same number, right? So we are going to get one equation directly in terms of x plus y and x minus y. You might do elimination method also, but if you are doing elimination method, these numbers are there, so you have to multiply by a little big number. So I'm not doing that. I'm subtracting the equation simply. So if I subtract, we get 12 minus 16, right? Denominator is same. So minus 4 upon x minus y. And when we subtract this plus 40 minus 32, it will be 8 upon x plus y. And right inside it is 0. So when we simplify, it is 8 upon x plus y is equal to 4 upon x minus y, right? We can cancel this by 2 and then cross multiply. So we get 2x minus 2y is equal to x plus y, right? What are we getting? X is equal to 3y. Can we put x is equal to 3y in any one of the equation? So using equation number 1, 12 upon x minus y, 3y minus y plus 40 upon 3y plus y is equal to 8. It is 12 upon 2, right? 2y plus 40 upon 4y is equal to 8. 6 upon y plus 10 upon y is equal to 8, right? 16 upon y is equal to 8, right? Y will be 16 upon 8, that is 2 km per hour, right? And therefore x will be 3 times, right? So 6 km per hour. I hope you understood, right? Yeah, that's correct, Tanvika. I think you got the right answer only. So this should be the procedure. Now the equation here becomes little complicated, not in comfortable zone, right? Usually we are comfortable with ax plus by plus equal to 0 linear equation into variable, but it's not necessary. Sometimes we might have equations of this type. Now, though this type of questions are less likely, right? Because equations convertible to pair of linear equation part, I think they have removed in CBSE. But we should know, guys, because these kind of equation we will be encountering in coming years, for 11th and 12th many times. So we must have an idea how to solve them. For this exam point of view, I would say it's not that important. Have you understood? Okay, guys, so let's move to the next question now. Have you understood it completely, guys? If you have any doubt, you could ask me, write in the chat, we'll discuss that. If you need more time after the class, you can try this question once again. Now let's move for the next question as of now. Yeah, this is another word problem. I have taken few important word problems here. Okay, so let's frame the equation. So solution is, there are two things they're asking you to find, fixed charge and the cost of the food per day. So can we name those as the required variables? So we will name, let the fixed charge be Rsx and the cost of food per day be Rs y rupees. Okay. And now let's frame the equation, right? This question is actually similar to the question, the taxi problem. They ask you, if you have to travel somewhere, if you are traveling for 10 kilometer, you have to pay, let's say 50 reals. And if you have to travel for 15 kilometer, you have to pay 65 reals. Then what will be the fixed charge and per kilometer charge of the taxi? Are you getting? This is somewhat of that kind only, and I think in 9th class also, in linear equation in two variable, you might have framed the equation. So now let's frame the equation based on the given condition. So they have given for 20 days total she has to pay 3,000, right? So that will have fixed charge as well as per day charge for 20 days. So 20 into y, right? That has to be 3,000. That's equation number 1. And another child is there. If she is staying there for 25 days, then that is x, because for everyone the fixed charge will be same only. So x plus 25y will be equal to 3,500. That's equation number 2. And I think solving this equation is not tough, right? We have to just subtract the equations now. So subtract them, right? So when we subtract, change the sign, minus 5y is equal to minus 500. Cancel minus 5 with 100, right? So y is 100. That means the fixed charge per day one has to pay for the food is 100 rupees. And using any one of them, using 1 x plus 20 into 100, 2000, right, is equal to 3000. So from here we are getting x is equal to 1000. That means the fixed charge of the hostel is 1000 rupee, and per day for the food you have to pay 100 rupees now. But yeah, this is one scenario now, but if you are able to understand how the different scenario will have same ways of solving, then that may be helpful, guys, in some of the question. Okay, and that is what happens in maths. They may not ask exactly the same scenario, they might bring new scenario, but the method will remain same. So if we are able to relate those two scenarios, how are they, same, you can solve the question. Okay, it's just like same equation putting different variable then. Okay, we are putting the values different. Okay, then I think most of you have got this answer. Very nice. Let's do the next. Yeah, this is one more question where you have to find the unknowns and this pair of linear equation sides given infinitely many solutions. Please do it quick. For infinitely many solutions, we know that a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2. That means 2m minus 1 upon 3 is equal to 3 upon n minus 1 is equal to 5 upon 2. Can we find m and n from here? So what you do, guys, if I try to solve these two equations, then you might be getting very bad equation and not that good. So instead what you do, once you equate these to this, because directly from that you can get the value of m, and then these two equations when we equate we'll get the value of n, right? Those are relatively easier equation than equating this and this. So it's important how you start to solve the problem. Now whenever you have 2 or 3 methods or 3 possibilities, try to choose the one which is mathematically easy in calculation. Are you getting? That definitely helps you to save time and complete the paper on time. So just do the cross multiplication, we'll get 4m minus 2 is equal to 15. So m will be 17 upon 4. That's correct. Then we have got 6 is equal to 5n minus 5. N will be 11 upon 5. Yeah, and then we can write the conclusion. Therefore, the required value of m and n are 17 upon 4 and 11 upon 5. They may just change the number, but I am telling you, they will not bring out new concept in exam. So if we are able to solve these kind of problems, all of these problems, your preparation is very good. So you will be able to score very well. Only thing is, along with the solving these problems, we'll try to solve in optimal time. Do not take too much time in any problem. Try to establish a very better approach to solve the problem. So I hope all of you have got it. This is one important question they do ask it. Yeah, Tanvika, here we can directly see because anyway we have involved all the equations. while finding m and n, didn't we involve all of these three things? So whatever answer you have got will satisfy this. So no need to check. Whenever you are just solving this equation, are you getting just one of the equation if you are solving, then you have to check whether it satisfies the other, okay? In this case, it will satisfy automatically. No need to check it. Now let's do the next question, guys. So this is question based on 2-digit number. Now this is also very important. Regularly they ask question from this. Hello Ame, how are you? I'm good. Hi Naren. Okay guys, so let's frame the equation for this. There is a 2-digit number. Now whenever they relate question to 2-digit, we can start by assuming the unit digit number and the tens place number. No? So we can take, let the unit digit number be x and tenth place number or 10th place digit be y. So can we say basically the number is y is at 10th place, right? It's a 2-digit number. So let's write 2 boxes like that. And now let's frame the equation, right? And whenever digits are given, guys, how do we frame the number? Right? It will be x plus 10 times the unit digit. If it is a 3-digit number, then we just have to increase the powers of 10. They have given one information, right? 7 times the 2-digit number. So 7 times the 2-digit number. 2-digit number is this, whose digits are this, right? So if you have to convert that into number form, you have to first multiply the tens place number by 10 and then add it, right? This is the number actually. Is equal to 4 times the number obtained by reversing the digits. So if I reverse the digits, guys, the number becomes x and y. So if you have to write this number in the normal form, this time x has to be multiplied by 10 and then plus y, because now unit digit is y. So can we simplify this and then we will frame the another equation, guys. So 70y plus 7x is equal to 40x plus 4y. 70y minus 4y is equal to 40x minus 7x. 66y is equal to 33x. We can cancel, right? So we have got x is equal to 2y. But we need one more equation to find x and y both, right? And they have given, I think, one more information. And if the difference of the digit is 3, right? So difference of digit means now you can clearly see x is equal to 2y, right? So which one is bigger, right? X is bigger, right? So we have to directly take x minus y is equal to given number, not y minus x. If we were framing the equation based on this at the beginning, we didn't have any idea whether x is bigger or y is bigger, right? So luckily we have already got this equation which tells you which one is bigger, either x or y, right? So and x minus y is equal to 3. Y minus x is not 3, right? Now put x as 2y here. So 2y minus 3 is equal to 2y minus y is equal to 3. So y is 3. And if y is 3, x has to be 6. So therefore the number is, this is the number, okay? Original number they are asking. Therefore required 2-digit number is 36, na 36. Yeah, most of you have got it right, very nice. But those who had confusion, please clarify. Na? If you have doubt, you can ask in the chat, we'll discuss that. Na? Comment your doubt. Usually for 3 marks, it will be of this kind only. But yeah, if you are lucky, sometimes 3 mark question may be looking like 5 mark, na? Or 5 mark may look like. So sometimes that is there. Okay. Another word problem. Please read the question and frame the equation. In some of the word problems, especially guys, if you need to do some rough sketching, make the diagram, visualize the scenario, that may be very helpful to frame the equations. No? Like in this question, if you can make the diagram and see how can we frame the equation, may be helpful. Question is to find their speeds. No? So we can name those variable. Let the speeds of the cars be x, y kilometer per hour respectively. They have given, let's consider the first scenario. And in these kind of questions, you remember there is one formula, na? Distance is equal to speed into time, that physics formula, na? And from there you can calculate the speed. If they give you distance and the time, you can calculate time. Oh, so quick, huh? So if they start, na, they are telling that the distance between those 2 points is 150 kilometer. Let's see, A is this, B is this, na? It's 150 kilometer. If A and B start at the same time, if they move in the same direction, they meet in 15 hours, right? So if they start in the same direction, that means A starts from here and B starts from here, and they are moving towards right side, na? So if they have to meet, can I say they will meet beyond B only, this side somewhere, right? Somewhere here they are going to meet. And if they have to meet, you can understand the speed of first car must be more than the speed of second, right? So if I tell you the distance traveled, I assume that they are meeting here. So if they are meeting here, then how much distance A is traveling? Isn't it this much? And B is traveling only this much distance. But the difference of those distances, can I say, has to be 150 kilometer, right? That is the equation. So if speed of the first person is x kilometer per hour, and how much time are they taking? 15 hours. Now, so how much distance will A travel? 15x. And B will travel how much distance? 15y, right? And if I add this distance plus this distance, it has to be the total distance, right? So can we say 15x minus 15y is equal to 150? Is it the equation? And now just divide by 15, so we have got x minus y is equal to 10. That's the first equation. The second scenario is they are moving opposite to each other, guys. Now, so this is the total distance. The total distance between A and B is given 150, right? And when they are moving opposite to each other, somewhere here they are going to meet. And if they have to meet at some point here, the distance traveled by both of them should add up to 150. Now, so how much distance A will travel again? This time they are taking only 1 hour. and you can understand if they are traveling towards each other, they will meet much sooner compared to if they are traveling in the same direction. So it will be 1 into x, distance traveled by a, and it will be 1 into y. So the total distance has to be the distance between them, na, which is 150. That is equation number 2. Now we can easily solve them, na. Add them, add 1 and 2, we'll get 2x is equal to 160. X is 80 km per hour and y will be 70 km per hour. If these are the speeds, then only this scenario will exist, otherwise it's not. Did we all get the answer? Good. So remember, na, even similar question may be there in quadratic, only the equation which we will frame will be quadratic in nature, and then we'll solve the quadratic. Fine guys, so let's move to the next question now. If you haven't completed it yet, you can try it after the class once again. So the sides of triangles are given like these expressions, and it's given that the triangle is equilateral. Can we find x and y for which this will represent sides of the equilateral triangle? Please try. Yes, Tanvika. Here they have not told na which one speed is 70 and which one is 80. Na, you can simply write the speeds of the cars be 70 and 80. Right, guys. So here only one concept we have to apply. Since it is equilateral triangle, all the sides must be equal. Na, so in the solution also, if we specify, it will be better. Na, we know that sides of an equilateral triangle are equal. That simply means all these sides must be equal. 2x plus y upon 2 is equal to 5x upon 3 plus y plus 1 by 2. That should be equal to 2 upon 3. Yeah, one might also do this question another way. Now you might just say this is equal to this one equation and this is equal to this another equation. All of them are fine. Yeah, that's right, Dhanvin. For the previous question, you have got it right. So now we can just equate this and this, get another equation, guys. Now, so 2x minus 5x upon 3 plus y upon 2 minus y is equal to 1 upon 2. Let's simplify that. Take the LCM. So 6 that's equation number 1, we can say. Similarly, we can equate these two. So 5x upon 3 minus 2 upon 3x plus y minus 2y is equal to 5 upon 2 minus 1 upon 2. Calculation you have your own way to do, guys. Okay, it's not necessarily you have to follow what I am doing, but it should be correct. No, there shouldn't be any mistake. So it is 3x by 3 minus y is equal to 2, right? So we are getting x minus y is equal to 2. That's very simple equation. Huh? Now we can solve them very easily. So x minus 3y is equal to 3 and x minus y is equal to 2. That was equation number 1 and 2. I think we can directly subtract. Are we getting it? Yeah, try to do it by your own, guys, na? And then you can check your calculation at the end whether your answer is nice. So we can subtract, we'll get minus 2y is equal to 1. That means y is negative 1 by 2. And if y is negative 1 by 2, you can use another equation to get the value using equation number 2, x plus 1 by 2 is equal to 2. So x will be 3 by 2. Now remember that, na? You can check the calculation. Oh, we are getting different values. Okay, guys. Now remember, x and y are not the sides. Are you getting it? The side lengths are these. Are you getting? So it is possible that x and y individually are negative, but these sides should be positive. Are you getting? And I think that is the case. Now when we'll put x and y as this, the sides will be positive. You don't even have to check. The question will be framed in that way only, so that the value comes positive. Okay. If it was given x and y are the sides, then this was not acceptable solution in that case, right? So we don't even have to worry, because the length is combination of this. So total value should be positive, not individually x and y. X and y can be negative as well. Are you getting? So these are the values. You can check the calculation though, but this is how we'll solve. Now, whenever they use equilateral triangle, the sides should be equal. Another question in this is, they might tell you these are the angles of, or some expressions in two variable may be the angles of an equilateral triangle. So there also you can apply the same fact. All the angles should be equal and they should be equal to 60 degree, and from there you can find the unknowns. Did we all get the answer? Try to solve the question by your own, guys, and then at the end you see whether your answer is matching with what we have got here. Try your level best to get the answer by your own, okay, without my help. Fine, so let's do the next question now. Read the word problem here. Okay, then you can put those values and see, if those three sides are coming equal. If that is the case, then your answer must be correct. There may be calculation error in my solution also. It's possible. Okay, let me check then. Yeah, there was a mistake, it should be 2x minus 3y is equal to 3. This equation we have made mistakes there, and the second equation, let's say x minus y, that is equal to 2. Yes, that is the correct equation. So if we solve those, 2x minus 2y is equal to 4. This is equation number 2, and then subtract. No? So when we subtract, we get minus y is equal to minus 1. Y is 1, guys. No? And put y is equal to 1 in any one of them. So x will be actually there. 3 plus 3, 6 by 2. 3. Now this will be the actual answer. No? Note this. No? There was a mistake. Let's finish this one. Did we get x1 and y3 in the previous question now, guys? All of us? Yes, Tanvika, you can take any 2 equations at a time and solve. No? If they ask you to find the side length, oh, did they ask? Yeah, find the perimeter, right? That was the question. You're right. Now, so we should find the side length. You can put this x and y in any one of them. Now, so side length will be 3 times, put x as 3 and y1 in any one of them, right? So 2 into 3 plus 1 by 2, right? So it is 18 plus 3 by 2, no? 19.5. That should be the final answer, no? Just after getting x and y, we shouldn't leave, no? We should read the question. Whatever they have asked, we should reach n, no? If you have found just x and y, then they might cut actually 1 mark for this. So we shouldn't take that risk, guys, no? Reach to the final answer, what they have asked. Okay, now I think we have finished the previous question from starting to the end. Now let's do the next. This is another simple word problem. 1 kg of tea and 4 kg of sugar together cost 220 rupees. Right? Let the x be per kg price of the tea. Now they have given the cost of 1 kg tea and 4 kg sugar together is 220. That means x plus 4y is 220. That is equation number 1. And what are they doing after that? If the price of the sugar is increased by 50%, right? So what will be the new equation? The price of the sugar now, it's no more x, it is 50% increase, right? So how do we check the 50% increase? Is x plus 50 upon 100 into x, right? This is the new cost of the tea, plus 4 times per kg cost of the sugar, na? The price of the sugar is increased by 50%. Okay, ulta I have written, na? X is the price of the tea, right? And t is increased by 10. So t will be x plus 10 upon 100 into x. That's the new price. Plus 4 times y plus 50 upon 100, na? Into y. That is 266 rupees now. Let's simplify the second equation. 11x upon 10 plus, when we simplify 4y plus 2, it's 6y, right? Yeah, now we can solve this, no? You can use elimination method. So we can multiply this by 11 so that we have x coefficient same and then subtract. 60 minus 44y is equal to 2660 minus, multiply by 11, so it will be 2420. This is 16y is equal to 240, right? So y is 240 upon 16. You can do the calculation by your own, no? So it will get cancelled by 15, right? So the cost of obviously sugar is cheaper, no? It's 15 rupees per kg. And using any one of the equation, obviously equation 1 was simple. So x plus 60 is equal to 220. So x is 160. So the cost of the tea is 160 rupees per kg and the sugar is 15 rupees per kg. This should be the final answer. Please check your answer whether you are getting same. And that's a 3-mark question. No? So whatever number of steps we have written is more than enough. No need to write more than that. No? You have to write the number of steps so that we understand what you have done. No? The person who is correcting a copy must understand what you have done. Clear, guys? Shall we do the next question now? Okay. You can verify your answer after solving. Okay, now let's do some 5-mark question. No? So sometimes what we have seen in board exams, they ask to solve the questions graphically, guys. Now from the graph you have to find the solution. It's very easy because even in 9th class you might have done this part. No? But in 10th class usually due to lack of practice we do not solve any question before the exam, and in the final exam sometimes they ask this question. No? Solve it graphically, so we forget it. No? So please don't be one of them. At least 1 or 2 questions is solved graphically so that when it comes in final exam you can do it easily. Now all the other questions which we solved today were algebraic method, no? But now you have to do graphically. That means you have to draw the graph. They will provide you the graph paper, no? So on graph paper only, even at home when you are practicing, do 1 or 2 questions by solving it on exact graph paper so that you have clear idea. So if you have graph paper with you right now, you can use it. No? That will be better. No? I would advise you to use the graph paper. Let's first draw the graph of 4x minus y is equal to 4. Right? You know that. Now we try to find 2 solutions. For that you can make the table. Please draw the table and then plot these points on the graph. Okay? So 2 solutions are enough and you know how to do. Now once you can take x as 0, once y as 0. So if I take x 0, y has to be minus 4. If I take y 0, x has to be 1. And the second equation is 3x plus 2y is equal to 14. This is x, this is y. Now try to have integral solutions. No? Even though there are many solutions you can write, but try to get integer solutions so that plotting the point is easier, guys. Do not get trapped of fractions or anything. So I think if I put x as 0, it's fine. Now if I put x as 0, we are getting y as 7. But if you are putting y0 x is 14 upon 3, so that's not a good number, right? Can we take any other number? I think x can be 2, right? That will be better choice. If I take x as 2, we will get 6 y as 4, right? So this will be the ideal solution. Now we will draw the graph. Okay, so let's see if I have any tool here. Okay, so I am doing it roughly here, but you try to do it in the graph paper, guys. Na? Right now I am not able to find the graph in this. So let's plot the graph. X axis, y axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0. Let's draw the graph of the first linear equation only, and then we'll do the second. So when x is 0, y is -4. That means this is the point. When x is 1, y is 0, right? So this is the another point. And now with the help of scale, draw the graph. And you guys will comment the accurate answer. Na? You will get accurate answer. Not, I may not be getting exact answer because I'm not using the proper graph paper here. Second one, when x is 0, y is 7. Okay, so we have to extend the y axis actually. 4, this is 5, this is 6, and this is 7, right? So when x is 0, y is 7, this point is there. And when x is 2, y is 4. When x is 2, y is 4. That means it's somewhere here. Right? Connect those points. So the point of intersection will be this point. Can you guys comment what is the point of intersection you have got? Right? I'm just telling you analytically. So x is 2, I think. And y will be 4, right? Okay. So it's going to be somewhere here. Na? Two comma 4, na? So we have to be accurate there on the graph paper, guys. Please do it on the graph paper. Do not believe the graph which I have drawn is correct, na? But they're asking one more thing, now. Set the region enclosed by the given line and y-axis. So can I say this is the region we have to set? This is the region enclosed by the two line and y-axis. And is it actually a triangle? They're asking you to find the area of the shaded region, right? So the area will be, if you have to find area of the triangle, we can apply half base into height, guys. That will be enough, right? For that we need to know this will be the height, right? Let me use a different color. This has to be height. So can you guys tell me the height of this? It has to be the x coordinate, and that is 2, right? And if you have to calculate the base, this has to be this base from here to here. This is 4 and this is 7. So that's 11. Now 11th is the length of the base. So it will be half into 11 into 2. So that is simply 11 square units. So they have given 5 marks for these regions only. Now they have checked everything in this. No? If they had asked you to find the area enclosed by these lines and x-axis, then that part you have to set this one, no? And then you can calculate the corresponding area simply. Correct, now? So this is not mathematically tough question, but yes, before exam we should practice once, no? 1 or 2. I hope we have understood. Chaliye. Mukund, have we got the same answer? Now see the next question. Please comment your answer, guys, those who have got it, no, for the previous one. What is the solution and what was the area? Next word problem, the ratio of incomes of two persons is 11:7 and the ratio of their expenditure is 9:5. If each of them manages to save Rs 400 per month, find their monthly income. I hope we have understood the question. So let's frame the equations. The ratio of monthly incomes of two people is 11:7. So can we start? Let the monthly incomes be 11x and 7x, right? Whenever they give you the ratio, we can name 11x and 7x, and their expenditure be, the ratio is 9:5, no? So can I name 9y and 5y? Let's try to have less number of variables so that solving is not tough for us. Okay, so we have got the income as well as expenditure. Can we frame the equations? They have given, they managed to save 400, right? So first person also is able to manage 400 and 7% is also able to manage 400, right? So can I say 11x minus 9y is actually 400, equation number 1, and 7x minus 5y is also equal to 400. Now we can solve these two equations easily. Now it's up to you guys whether you want to go ahead with elimination or something else. Now sometimes what happens when this number and these numbers are equal, then subtraction is easier actually. Now so can I subtract? Why I'm subtracting? Because if we do that, this will get eliminated. That means I can get a relation between x and y. So let's subtract. So 11 minus 7, 4x, and then you will get minus 4y is equal to 0. That means we are getting x is equal to y only. And can we put x is equal to y in any one of the equation? Using 1, 11x minus 9x, since y is equal to x, it's 400. So 2x is equal to 200. That means x is 100. And if x is 100, then y also has to be 100, right? Now what are they asking? Ratio of monthly incomes. They're asking find the monthly incomes, right? So therefore monthly incomes are, put these values are of x here. So it is 1100 and 700. Yeah, Mritika, check it. Monthly incomes you're getting 2200. Yeah, 2x is equal to 400, right? I made this calculation now. So they are 200, no? So 2200 and 1400. That's right, no? Yeah, you can check your calculation. I hope it is matching now. So the monthly incomes of these two people are 2200 and 1400, no? Okay guys, let's do the next question now. Yeah, these are not monthly incomes. The monthly incomes we have taken 11x and 7x. So we have to put the value of x there, Mukund. No? That's why I told you, na? Conclusion is very important, and before making the conclusion, usually we read the last line of the question. What have they asked? Okay, next question. This is also important, and similar question we'll do even in quadratic, where you will get quadratic equation, but in this case we might get just linear equations. Please frame the equation quickly. The length of a rectangle is reduced by 5 units and its breadth is increased by 2 units, then area of the rectangle is reduced by 80. However, if we increase the length by 10 and decrease the breadth by 5, the area is increased by 50 square units. So what were the original length and breadth of the rectangle? This question is similar to the question you might have done. If a flight takes off, okay, let's see 1 hour late, then it arrives, okay, it needs, let's see, half an hour more to cover the distance. And if it starts half an hour early, then it has to increase the speed. Something of this sort of question they asked. Nah? It's actually similar to this scenario, guys. Huh? So whenever we are solving question of this type, we can start by naming rectangle's length and breadth to be x and y. Let's see, this is the rectangle. If you can make the diagram, it's fine. If you make it, makes it easy to understand. We can name, let x and y, or L and B also is fine. Let x and y be the original lengths and breadths of the rectangle. So what will be the area then? Original area will be x into y. And now let's frame the equation what they have told. Now they have given two scenarios so that we get two equations and two unknowns, guys. So they have given here first scenario, if length of the rectangle is reduced by 5, that means new length will be x minus 5. And what will be the breadth? Increased by 2, that means it will be y plus 2. So this product is going to be the area, right? This is the new area, and new area is actually 80 less than the original area. This is the first equation. Shall we simplify it? So it is x into y minus 5y plus 2x minus 10 is equal to x into y minus 80. X into y will get cancelled. We are getting 2x minus 5y plus 70 is equal to 0. This is equation number 1. And second scenario is, if we increase the length by 10, that means new length is x plus 10, and length into the breadth will be the area all the time, and increase the breadth by 5, that means y plus 5. Area increased by xy plus 50. Now solve it. So we get x into y plus 5x plus 10y plus 50 is equal to x into y plus 50. Decrease, right? So it's y minus 5. I have made one mistake here. Is equal to 100. We can even cancel 5 from each side. So minus x plus 2y is equal to 20. That's equation number 2, guys. Yeah, and now it's easy to solve these two linear equations, right? We can even multiply the second equation by 2 and add, no? and add. Y is 30, and using equation number 2, minus x plus 60 is equal to 20. So x is 40. So original length and breadth were x is equal to 40 and y is 30, guys. Now they might ask you to find the area. Na? So original area is basically 1200 square units. That's right, guys. Most of you have got it right. The type of question is important. Now what I told you, similar question is, if a flight delays by half an hour, then it has to increase the speed by 2 or 4 km per hour to reach the destination on time. And if it is starting early by half an hour, then it has to reduce the speed by 5 km to reach the destination on time. That question is similar to this only. Okay, here we have applied the area formula, length into the breadth. There you will apply distance is equal to the speed into time, guys. Yes, please finish this question, because this type of question you see mostly in quadratic, but they can be asked even in linear equations in two variable. Please read it. Now I have told you one shortcut method also. Directly you can frame the equations based on this. Please use that. Work done by two people. Two people are doing the work together. If they are separately doing, another question may be, now there are two pipes of different diameters. If they can together fill the tank in some hours, then how much time will they need? One by one. So those kind of questions are similar. Okay, I hope you remember that. Na? So whenever this scenario is, if two people are doing some work, okay, if one person is able to do it in X days alone, if one person is doing alone, he takes X days. If another person is doing, if he is able to do it in Y days, then together if they are doing the same work, guys, are you getting? Together they are doing the same work, then the relation is 1 upon time taken by this person alone plus 1 upon time taken by this person alone is equal to 1 upon if they do it together. Okay, if they, let's see, if he is doing in 2 days, if he is doing in 3 days, then together they can complete it in 1 upon x plus 1 upon y. Are you getting? So here alone how many days one person take? How many days this person takes alone? Sum of the reciprocals should be equal to together time taken. In quadratic also one good question is there, that two pipes of different diameter. We can apply the same logic there as, okay, and no need to prove it. Though in the normal class we might have proved it, but in exam you don't have to. You can directly use this result. Okay. So there are two type of things, right? One is some men are doing the work and some boys are there, no? So in the solution we can first write how long would it take for one man, na? So let number of days taken by one man be x and number of days taken by one boy be y, right? Now we can frame the equation they have given. So how many boys are there? 2, right? So what I just now told you, 1 upon time taken by 1, right? So time taken by one person, one boy, man will be 1 upon x plus 1 upon x, right? So 2 upon x we can write. Since there are 2 men, 2 men, so 2 upon x plus 7 upon y, that is given 4. That's the first equation, guys. And second scenario is 4 men, that means 4 upon x plus 4 upon y will be, okay, 1 upon 4 it is, right, is equal to 1 upon 3. We have to solve just these two pair of linear equations, guys. I hope you have understood. This formula you can directly use, even in the final exam without having any explanation. And now we can solve this using elimination method, right? By considering 1 by x as one variable and 1 upon y as the other variable. So multiply this equation by 2 and then subtract. That is, I think, better choice, na? So 7 to the 14 minus 4. 10 upon y is equal to 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 3. That is 1 by 6, right? So y is 60. So the boy will take 60 days to complete it alone, na? And using 1, 2 upon x plus 7 upon 60 is equal to 1 upon 4. We can find x from here, na? 1 upon 4 minus 7 upon 16. 60, 15 is the LCM. Right? Or 15 days. So one boy will take 60 days to complete the same work and man will take 15 days. Mukund, did you do it this way or you were doing some other approach? So this rule is applicable no matter how many people are there, na? In fact, next time if you have 3 variables, na? If there are 3 type of people, then also this rule is applicable. 1 upon time taken by one person plus 1 upon time taken by second person plus 1 upon time taken by third person will be equal to 1 upon time taken together to complete the work. Okay, no matter how many variables are there, but in our case it's mostly 2 variables. Even in quadratic we'll apply this concept. Today in the evening class I have kept few questions of this type as well, na, of quadratic. Chaliye bachcho, let's do the next one. We have few more left now. Okay, now we have one more question. That's case based question only. Okay, please try that by your own. This is the last question of the day. Let's finish it and then we'll do the next chapter in the evening. Please read the question. Okay. So I think the first part is not important, right? You know what concentration is there from chemistry classes. The important thing is to read this part, na? And then from here you can solve. Swara, have you understood the question? I think in our normal class also we had discussed similar question once. So let's scroll up because the first part of this question is not important. So there are 2 types of chemical, guys, now. Let amount of 50% solution be x milliliter, na, ml, and amount of, there are 2 type of solutions, they have different concentrations, that is 80%, no, be y ml. Now we will frame the equations, right? So they have given very simple thing, the solution, the volume of the solution which they want is how much? If he wants to make 100 ml of 68% solution. So first equation we shall get is total amount should be 100 ml, right? That means can I say x plus y must be 100 ml? The total amount of the solutions of these two should be 100 ml. That should be the first equation. And the second equation is the concentration, guys. The concentration of the resultant solution is 68%. Are we getting it? That means in 68% should be the concentration, right? And how do we get the second? Right? Let's equate the hydrochloric acid in this, okay? So in 100 ml, solution, the amount of hydrochloric acid, na HCl it is, right, is, since it is 68% solution, so can I say it is 68 upon 100 into 100. This step you don't even have to write, directly will write 68 ml. So the acid which we are getting should be 68 ml, right? And that is coming from X as well as Y. So can you tell me what will be the volume of hydrochloric acid in 50% solution? So can I say it has to be 50 upon 100 into X. This is the amount of hydrochloric acid which you will get from the 50% solution, plus from 80% solution it has to be 80 upon 100 into the volume of the total solution Y. And this is the total amount of hydrochloric acid in the solution which you are having, and that is actually equal to 68. Do we understand this? Even if you don't write this step, you still will get full marks, guys, okay? I just wrote it so that we understand the amount of HCl. They might change the chemical name here, but the procedure will remain same, okay? Please remember this. Even in 11th and 12th you have few questions of this kind. Now let's simplify it. So it is x upon 2 plus, cancel kar raha hu main, it is 4 upon 5, right? So 4 upon 5y is equal to 68. Simplify that by taking the LCM. So 5x plus 8y is equal to, upon 10 is equal to 68. If you guys have doubt, please ask, no? I will answer. Is equal to 680. That is equation number 2. Can we find x and y from equation number 1 and 2? Right? You can understand we can multiply the first equation by 5, right? So 5x plus 5y is equal to 500. And then subtract, na? This is equation number 1. When we subtract, minus minus minus, 3y is equal to 180, right? So y is 60 ml. And if y is 60 ml, x has to be 40 ml by using 1, right? So they had asked two part. How much? 50% solution. So 50% solution has to be 40 ml and this has to be 60 ml. These are the answers. So since in this they have given two parts, answer will be, now for each part you will get 2 marks, na? There are 2 type of case study questions they asked, right? That's right, Nitika, very nice, na? It's basically concentration question in chemistry. I think in chemistry also sometimes they ask similar question, na? Especially 9th and 10th. Okay guys, so that's all for today. We'll join in the evening and discuss quadratic equation chapter, okay? So join on time, 6 p.m. IST. We'll discuss all the important questions of quadratic equations. Okay then, thank you for joining. That's all guys for today.